This is the Eastern Business Report, where we look at the business ecosystem in the Eastern region and discuss topics affecting the region's economy. But first, let's take a look at some of the major business and development stories making headlines across the Southeast, beginning here in Enugu State, where the Enugu State's Governor Peter Mbah has been commended over his recent transformative land sector reforms, which has been described as a major boost for real estate investment in the state. Recall that Mbah had announced in the stakeholders town hall meeting held on January 29, 2026, announced over 60% reduction in the cost of processing certificate of occupancy in the state and unification of land use charges, which allows for low entry points for investors and reduces overall cost of investment. Also, the governor abolished all activities of non-state actors, popularly known as Ogbonecheagu, who illegally collect levies from investors and property developers across the state to restore trust and allow secure and predictable transactions. Recently giving the commendation via a statement, the Chief Executive Officer of Arkey Limited, a property development company, Valentine Chinedu, said that these bold policies dismantle long-standing obstacles to investment and growth, creating a transparent, efficient, and investor-friendly environment that aligns with the vision of the company to provide affordable housing and secure profitable investments for the public. He said that by integrating technology and ensuring a transparent one-stop platform for land transactions, the government has also provided legal certainty and speed that local and diaspora investors have long craved. Moving to Ebonyi State, where 47 beneficiaries have among the departed Ebonyi State for the United Kingdom on scholarship, with Governor Francis Weaver describing their surgeon as a bold step towards human capital investment. Governor Weaver said during the beneficiaries' departure from the Chuba Okadibo Airport, is that the prosperity of the state depended on deliberate commitment to youth development, noting that the program aligned with his administration's People Charter of Needs, which prioritize human capital development in governance. The governor urged the beneficiaries to be good ambassadors of the state to achieve the overall aim of the investment. He noted that the scholarship scheme was one of the most financially demanding interventions of his administration, next to major infrastructure projects. The chairman of the Ebonyi Scholarship Board, Chaka Nweze, said the selection process for beneficiaries was based strictly on merit, noting that the beneficiaries would work at the educational institutions being inaugurated in the state and could pursue a personal career after 5 years. Moving to Abia State, where banks and markets in Umuahia, Abia State's capital, opened for business on Monday but recorded a low number of customers, where also government offices at the state secretariat in Umuahia were opened for work, but many workers stayed at home. It was observed that markets located at Isigate and Uba were opened for the business of the day. However, few traders and customers were around. Meanwhile, in Abia, major markets in the city, including Ariari, Ahiohoro, and shopping center, and Afia, one of the largest towns in Abia State, there was a total lockdown as residents observed the city at home, with banks, shops, and motor parks closed. Moreover, as at the time of filing this report, there was no report of violence as security operatives were seen patrolling major cities and towns in the state. Moving to Akwa State, where the Akwa State Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Dr. Nsikan Linus Nkan, has presented the breakdown of Akwa State 2026 budget, totaling 1.584 trillion. The budget breakdown, which was attended by various stakeholders in the physical and financial sector, civil society organizations, traditional rulers, and the media, among others, took place at the ICT Center, Office of the State Accountant General, Nkanga Secretariat, Oyo, over the weekend. Reviewing the performance of the 2025 budget, Dr. Khan stated that the state recorded significant progress in capital project execution, fiscal discipline, and revenue performance, attributing the achievements to prudent financial management, improved budget implementation processes, and strong political will. He noted that the positive outcome of the 2025 fiscal year laid a solid foundation for the 2026 budget of expansion and growth. Now from Edo State, where the Edo State government has facilitated Nigerian Export Promotion Council certification for 10 micro, small and medium enterprises as part of efforts to boost export readiness and promote made-in-Edo goods. The managing director of the Edo State Investment Promotion Office, Mr. Amen, disclosed this during a media interaction with journalists in Benin City while highlighting the office's major achievements in 2025 and outlining plans for 2026. Mr. Amen explained that the certification process was handled directly through the NEPC headquarters in Abuja. A move, he said, helped to bypass bureaucratic bottlenecks and open global market access for Edo-based agro-processing businesses. According to him, the initiative aligns with the state's government's broader strategy of strengthening MSMEs and increasing non-oil exports. The ESIPO bonds also disclosed that Edo State attracted over $109 million of investment within the year under review, describing the figure as evidence of rising investor confidence in the state's business environment, noting that several investments announced by the government were already at advanced stages and expected to commence operations soon. Still from Edo State, the federal government has begun the distribution of foodstuffs to persons with disabilities and vulnerable persons in Edo State. The Edo State coordinator of the Federal Ministry of Food and Security, Patricia Imade, who flagged off the distribution at the Army Salvation Benin Rehabilitation Center, said the gesture was part of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. During the distribution, Imade stated that over 500 bags of processed gari were given out to the Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, the umbrella body of PWDs. She said the gesture under the Renewed Hope National Accelerated Gari Reduction Program would also be extended to the correctional centers, vulnerable women, and internally displaced persons in the state. According to her, this is part of the Renewed Hope agenda of a president to reach out to the less privileged and the people of Nigeria, adding that this empowerment is a kind of rescue mission for some persons with disabilities and the vulnerable. On his part, Jerry, the Edo State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, commended the federal government for the initiative, noting that Governor Monday Bebelu-led government had keyed into most of the federal government program and policies to make life more meaningful and impactful to PWD and vulnerable people in the state. Finally, from Cross River State, the chairman of the Cross River Internal Revenue Service, Mr. Edwin Okon, has urged residents to embrace the state's new tax law, describing it as fair and people-focused. Okon, speaking with journalists in Calabar, said the tax reform would reduce multiple taxation and ensure that higher earners contribute more, while low-income earners pay little or nothing. Luxury vehicle owner classified as high net worth individuals would pay higher tax under the new law. Okon added that tax revenue is critical for government projects and improving citizens' quality of life, as it dismissed claims that bank would deduct 75% of depositors' money, explaining that taxes are being harmonized into 9 categories nationwide to reduce confusion, indicating that a new point of loading system for transporters would replace multiple road levies. Okon finally assured taxpayers of full transparency, noting that all payments will go directly into government account. We're going to a quick break, and when we return, we'll bring you a report from our correspondent in Enugu. Please stay with us.